Welcome to Clemson, South Carolina. McWhorter Stadium. Tonight, the Clemson Tigers play host to the Boston College Eagles. It's game one of this three-game Atlantic Coast Conference Series. Alongside the head coach, Scott Whitlock, Tony Schufo with you. Coach, Clemson comes in red hot. They've won 6 in a row, 11 out of 12.
They are a completely different team than they were
Done all season.
Yes. And she has gotten better as the season went on.
There's a tapper to second. Nice play by Maddie Moore. One down.
Great job that time by Moore.
Basing her head in the count. No balls and a strike. And this one is served into right center field. That's a base hit. Over quickly as Pipkin. She'll hold Robinson to a one-out single.
Good job of hitting this. She just went with the pitch and kind of.
So the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. And that one's tapped to short. Collins to first, and that's a double play.
That's tailor-made. Pitcher is walking almost all the way into the catcher to get the ball after a ball that's not put in play. And the catcher's tossing it underhanded. I don't know if it's a case of a sore arm.
Right.
Thousand win.
This one is hit. Nice play by Espinoza. She takes extra bases away from Moore. She throws her out at first. What a play by the BC third baseman.
That was a fine play by the third baseman, Espinoza. She just does a super job. Watch.
Right. And did she tag in time? And she did. This one is hit softly to short. And a play over to first base by Robinson for out number 2. Brown moves to third.
That was very well done.
And you got to know your runner, right?
Yeah, you do.
And you can see the
mental block thing, or we've got an arm injury.
Cintron hits it into deep right center field. That's got a chance. That ball is going to be off the wall. Great effort in right by Stevens. Cintron heads to third with an RBI triple, and the Tigers take a 1-0 lead.
And that ball was driven to one of the deeper parts of the ballpark, the right center field gap. But by the time the ball ricocheted off the wall, Cintron was well on her way to third base.
Yeah, no breeze to speak of, and I thought Stevens was going to make an outstanding catch and rob her of a scoring extra base hit. Boy, what an effort by the right fielder for BC anytime during her career.
She's become a much more patient hitter.
This one, she drives to left field, sending Hines back on the track. She will make the catch. The Tigers get on the board first. And they are, and of course, Tuesday on the road at number 9, RPI, Tennessee. So a couple opportunities. There's a bouncer to short. And Collins throws out George Stevens. That's a big first out to keep their top hitter off the bases. He has really turned the corner.
Yep. Well, I think everybody just got acquainted with where they were playing and who was playing and who they were playing with. See a solid single that time to.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got her to chase.
Yep.
2 down.
Now, I tell you what, she took her hacks though. Rap about his manager.
That's saying something. They don't make them like Earl, do they?
No.
Or they did. The 1-2. Runner goes. And from her knees, Vieira throws out Hines to end the inning. And
she was on television so much, she hates being on camera.
Collins drives it to right field. That ball will be run down in the gap by Stevens for out number 1.
She hit it well. Stevens got a good jump on it. Well, first of all,
ball hit hard to short. Nice.
Knowing John Rittman as I do, he is an excellent teacher of the sport. He also creates a great culture at Kennesaw State. Many years ago, 30 years ago, when I was a rookie coach down there, or sophomore coach there, and it's just funny that 30 years later there's a connection. And what a big moment for her to be recognized for all her hard work.
Espinoza pops it to short. Collins has it, 1 away.
Yeah.
Economical pitch. Here's the 1-0. That was popped into center. Brockenbrough a couple steps back and now in. And there are 2 away. 3 pitches, 2 outs.
Yeah.
Hogg will join us. Here's the number 9 hitter, Case. She taps it slowly to second. And a 4-pitch top of the third.
Hey, that's good work if you get it.
1-0 Tigers. We go to the bottom of the third.
Fielder, but she has, as you see right there,
Lines it in the left.
has come into her own.
She's going to try for 2, and she's going to make it.
Yeah, and she is very, very comfortable now being a Clemson Tiger, doing her own thing.
She does her job. She grounds it to second. Brown retired.
And that right there is a little something you won't see in the scorebook. She got buried in the count 0-2.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a better second baseman. Slow roller to short. They're going to come to the plate, and safe at home plate is Brockenbrough. And she slides just underneath the tag for a 2-0 Clemson lead.
It was a great slide, and it was RBI, I would guess.
Yep.
See right there, and you see Brockenbrough just takes off. And look at this slide. The only thing that was touchable was her hand. The rest of her body was out of the wingspan of the catcher. And as you see, she gets in there. You watch right here, watch her front foot. So it comes off the ground.
She drives that to deep center field, and it is gone. Home run number 14 for Noller, and a 4-0 Clemson advantage.
As I was saying, a sprained ankle has absolutely nothing to do with your power. As she drove that ball straight out of center field. We'll take that sprained ankle.
We saw her robbed of a 3-run homer 2 nights ago against South Carolina, but this one to straightaway center field, 236 feet.
Bang. And there wasn't much doubt.
You know, if you're going to have a bad ankle, you might as well trot around the bases.
I tell you what.
Right?
That is very selfish of her.
That's it.
She's not having to run.
3 balls and 2 strikes. And that one's hit hard to the third baseman, Espinoza. A strike over the first, 2 away.
Espinoza has had 2 balls hit at her, and both of them have been sharp. And she comes to work and does her job every day. Catchers are just unbelievable people, and pitchers really appreciate them. I'll tell you that.
And a soft liner to third will end the bottom of the third.
But it's just a wonderful place to come.
The 2-2. Jackson pops it up and foul ground. It'll be Alex Brown who makes the catch. So to this point, 3 1/3 in, Basinger has faced the minimum. Only 10 batters because the hit in the second inning.
Yes.
Southeast United States and not the left coast for the most part. And China.
They're native of the United States and China.
Right.
Now, I don't think that the young lady down at first base is a China. They're letting it hit the ground before they pick it up, and that's disappointing.
Could this be 2? Second one. Collins the first, and not in time. So force out goes 4-6, 2 down.
Kept the force play intact.
This one's hit hard. 1 hop to Moore. She bobbles it and won't have a play. A nice job of Maddie staying with it, but Stevens stung that one to second.
Yes, she did. That ball was hit very, very. She pitches to contact.
And that was pulled down the line. That is a fair ball. 1 run will score. They're going to send Stevens to the plate. Here comes the throw, not in time, and it's a 2-run double by Zoe Hines as she's cut the margin in half. It's 4-2.
There was nothing cheap about that either. But just like that.
Boy, she jumped on that pitch.
Yes, she did.
Wilson got to it in a hurry, Coach. But
yes, she did. She did everything she could.
So now here's Martinez. That's the minimum through 3. Only 9 batters. Slow roller to third. Brown gobbles it up. Takes care of Martinez. But not before the damage is done. This is how you do it.
Oh.
She's aboard to lead off the Clemson 4th. So good start for John Rittman's crew.
Looks like older.
That's right.
Easy for me to say.
Pipkins hits it to right. And Stevens will make the play. Or out number 1. Nice job by Colleran in the circle shadowed because there's so many big numbers in this lineup. This one has popped up mile high. It'll be the third baseman who comes in and makes the catch. That's Espinoza in foul ground.
That is absolutely how that should be done. But that ball is
another leadoff hitter in Brockenbrough to start the fifth.
right.
And she hits one in the left center field, but there to make the catch is the center fielder, Callie Case. Will face the bottom of the order for BC, and the first pitch is lined into center field. So Espinoza gets things started. Base hit to center, and the tying run comes to the plate.
Great job that time by Brockenbrough getting over there, cutting that ball off and holding.
And there's a bunt, Centron. Maddie Moore. Sacrifice goes 1-4, one away.
Good job on everybody's part right there. Centron fielder position, but the bunt was outstanding. Scoring position.
Here's Callie Case, and like she did her first at bat, hits it to second. Moore throws her out. 2 down, runner at third. So we've seen 3 pitches have that ability. This one's fly to left field. Wilson in foul ground has it, and Centron works around a leadoff base hit. We go to the bottom of the fifth first. She swings and lofts this one to center. Case is there, 1 down.
Got under that one just a little bit.
Collar in his
That the numbers.
This is amazing. This really is.
No commentary necessary.
And she hits this one to center. Case will have another chance, and they're 2 away. You know, after hitting 190, she did.
Coached Olympians. He knows what to do.
Here's Noller. She hits it hard and into right field for a base hit. And it's a 2-hit night for Julian right now. She's the difference in this game. She hit a 2-run homer her last at bat.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say she's going to get a pinch runner.
Yeah.
Has to study players and figure out why they were good.
This is driven to deep left center field, and it is gone.
How about that? She went down and got that thing and just drove it out. That's something that Clemson needed.
Centron with home run number 9. She's driven in 3 tonight, and it's now 6-2 Tigers.
The Noller single, and now that. You see how far down she went? Got that?
She went down and got it. Big time.
Hit a ball. That was not even in the strike zone. But man, how good did that swing look on that pitch?
Well, she's so strong. Centron sends it out. And now Vieira hits one to deep center, but Case has room, and she puts it away. But Macy Centron ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. On 1 hop, Brown fields and throws. Coach, I was talking to John earlier in the week about Brown at third. He said we talked to. This one is hit into center. Brockenbrough over in the left center, 2 down. Yeah, Coach mentioned that, you know, they got Alex to feel comfortable. The freshman is driven in 3 tonight. And this one is hit to deep center, but there is room for Brockenbrough. A step onto the track, and she corrals it. It's a 1-2-3, top of the 6th. Clemson meant 4 runs. There's a fly ball to left. Hines has it measured, 1 away. Tigers with 5 hits, couple of singles, a triple, and 2 2-run homers.
Now you got tomorrow off, but you're coming back Saturday.
Coming back Saturday. That pitch is driven into deep left center, but it will be caught by the center fielder Case.
She gave it a ride.
Round number 2. Yeah, you mentioned she's 2 outs, base is empty, bottom of the 6th. And there's another fly ball. This one to deep left center. It will be Hines. Step or 2 on the track. So the Tigers go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 6th. Last chance.
Host the ACC tournament.
It'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up. And Zoe Hines is hit by a pitch. So her perfect night at the plate continues, albeit this one's going to hurt just a bit. She had a double and a single.
No action in the Clemson bullpen. So for right now, it's Centron's game.
Pitch is popped up. It will be the third baseman Brown. 1 away.
We also enjoyed the 2nd and 3rd out.
especially with this 4-run lead in the 7th, right?
Yes.
This one is popped up into shallow right. Pipkins comes on, makes the catch, 2 down. See Cintron trying to close it out and give Clemson their 15th league win. Grounder to short, that will do it. Collins throws out Scouten, and the Clemson Tigers very businesslike tonight as they knock off BC in the first of 3 this weekend. Coach, your final thoughts on the 6-2 win?
Well, I think, like you said, it was very businesslike. This time of year, it's all about racking up wins in the conference, getting yourself in a good position. And the Clemson Tigers certainly did that tonight. They had great balance, played very good defense, got just enough pitching, and they swung the bats very well.